Guys, this bombshell now in Dragon Ball Super. The Super Saiyan 4 from Dragon Ball Daima is officially in the Dragon Ball Super anime. And the one who will bring it to us will be Whis, just like Neva did with Goku. He will do it in Dragon Ball Super. This is too incredible. No more delays, because I can't hold this bomb anymore. Wanna know more? I'll prove it to you in every detail, but not before you subscribe to the channel. Hurry up! Also leave your like and activate the bell. Dragon Ball Daima ended, and with that the title of the last episode that aired was revealed to us, named Maximum. That's right, and through this name it is revealed that the Super Saiyan 4 was still incomplete, something was missing, and that something was Whis' training. That's right, I will explain every detail to you today, besides the most important thing that will make your brain fry and immediately cry out for the return of Dragon Ball Super. I discovered the secret Whis carries for Goku and Vegeta, and why this effort in preparing the two, a path to the Super Saiyan 4, complete or maximum. Right? Whis' words about Goku and Vegeta completing each other never made so much sense. This is way too insane. Watch until the end, and come be surprised. This is insane, seriously guys. Goku entered the fight against Goma after an interaction from Bulma with Vegeta, saying that if he didn't let the others fight, she would never bathe with him again. In the best style of Akira Toriyama's humor, and the prince surrendered. And then my friends, after Glorio's request, who brought our Z warriors to the heights again, returning to be adults. And just when we thought no, there was Goku in the best style of Z, that is the Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, and Super Saiyan 3. Crazy stuff. He even added a bonus, as he himself said, tearing his shirt off in an epic animation to watch. It just missed saying, this is Super Saiyan 4. But anyway, that's how adult Goku used Super Saiyan 4 for the first time. But next, after that, the episode ended and came the final episode entitled, open quote, Maximum, close quote. It's normal indeed to think that the title wanted to tell us that now adult Goku will extract the maximum from Super Saiyan 4, right? But it's not quite like that. This indeed brings a significant increase in power from the small body to the current one. That's a fact. But it's not how it's going to be played. Something is missing for Super Saiyan 4 to reach its maximum. I'll explain everything to you. But for that, we have to talk about Dragon Ball Super, which takes place ahead of Dragon Ball Daima. It's kind of confusing, right? But that's how it is. Maximum is a term that refers to the greatest of all, whether in terms of quantity, value, or degree. It can be used as an adjective to describe something rigorous or excessive, or as a masculine noun to refer to the highest degree a variable quantity can reach. If Goku alone were to possess this maximum, the title would basically be another one, something like Maximum. Let's travel to the beginning of the Dragon Ball Super story. You will understand the reason for everything. It's a bonus, just like Goku says. Here there will be actually two. One, you will discover how Super Saiyan 4 will be in Super, besides discovering what Maximum means. The starting point here, the key that connected Beerus and made him wake up after so long sleeping with his dream, which now we can say was not a dream, right? Dragon Ball Daima takes place before Dragon Ball Super, before Beerus' appearance. And why at this exact moment does he wake up seeking the Super Saiyan God? This warrior he dreamed of is the warrior who will appear at the end of Dragon Ball Daima. I will soon reveal who it is, and this is due to two strong possibilities that I think are very strong to proceed. One is that he simply feels the key even while sleeping and dreams of fighting with such a bearer of the warrior, besides the Oracle Fish, referring to such a person as the Super Saiyan God, and the whole story of Yamoshi, which we already know. The other option, which is directly connected to Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball Super, is Whis himself. Yes, he implanted these dreams for Beerus, and if you doubt it, just look at what he is capable of and how he accepted to train two Saiyans after all the events. This may seem a bit confusing, but let's pay attention to the following facts. The legend of Yamoshi is indeed true, and if Neva used magic to make Goku access the power of the Saiyans of the past, in his case himself, making him highlight this divine side of the Saiyans that we still do not know, using Ozuru as a base and form for a new Super Saiyan, which is the form best known as 4, and in Dragon Ball Super, at no point is this form used. And soon the events lead us to believe that the third eye will not only be taken from Goma, but destroyed, affecting the memory of the present Z warriors, or some divinity will appear there and remove the memories, maybe even Whis. When Dragon Ball Daima was made, Akira knew the risks. He was not just going to throw several fan services to the fans and then let go. He knew the story had to connect to Dragon Ball Super somehow. So if we stop for a second to reason, Whis is this parallel or Danchinken, whatever. Only angels would have such knowledge. not only of this maximum form, but also of the divine Super Saiyan God who appeared, quote-unquote, in Dragon Ball Super, and why it was immediately removed, even though it wasn't hard to animate. They already included Super Saiyan Blue, and after that Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. It doesn't make sense, right? The math doesn't add up, but to make the math add up, let's sum here with me. 1 plus 1 equals 2, correct? And if 1 plus 1 equals 2, why do 2 become 1? That's an easy riddle to kill. 2 heavyweight names, Goku and Vegeta, Yin and Yang, period. The video could end epic just here, but let's go deeper, because this is very insane. If this doesn't deserve your share with friends, and that you watch till the end, honestly, I don't know what will. Anyway, Whis has always observed with fascination the dynamic between Goku and Vegeta. He realizes that despite their apparent differences, the two Saiyans complement each other in a unique way. While Goku has a carefree spirit and an insatiable thirst for new challenges, Vegeta carries a rigid discipline and a pride that constantly drives him to overcome his limits. 50-50. Whis often comments on how their healthy rivalry serves as fuel for their growth. He mentions that where one has weaknesses, the other shows strength, creating a perfect balance. For example, Goku tends to underestimate his opponents out of pure excitement, while Vegeta maintains strategic caution. On the other hand, Goku's adaptability in combat inspires Vegeta to be more flexible in his approaches. Moreover, Whis emphasizes that the cooperation between the two amplifies their powers in unimaginable ways. He suggests that if both synchronize not only their bodies, but also their hearts and minds, they could reach levels of power beyond what they have individually achieved. This synergy is something Whis constantly encourages, believing that the union of their talents could even surpass the limits of the gods. In their training, Whis challenges both, pointing out not only their flaws, but also highlighting how they can learn from each other. He firmly believes that the key for them to reach their true potential lies in mutual understanding and the ability to rely on each other's strengths. Finally, Whis observes with a slight smile that the journey of Goku and Vegeta is a dance between light and shadow, where every step they take together leads them to even greater heights. It is this complementarity that, according to Whis, makes them not only exceptional warriors, but also partners destined to redefine the limits of Saiyan power. This is the apex of everything. Whis always knew everything, manipulated everything. The perfect form is yet to come. He taught, trained, placed obstacles in both their paths, made them more emphatic in their elements, one with the power of angels, and the other with the power of the gods of destruction. That's it. Everything is heading towards the maximum. Haven't you noticed yet, guys? The maximum I'm talking about is the fusion of both, which will culminate in tremendous power, right there in Dragon Ball Daima. Although they are not as refined as they are now in Dragon Ball Super, in terms of synergy, pride, and effort. After that, in the Granola the Survivor saga, both meet and get to know Kakarato's father through the Scouter. They fill themselves even more with Saiyan pride, and Whis guides them on top of that. He even says that maybe a warrior stronger than Frieza was born. And he's right, because there he knows that the time is near for the Saiyans to surpass by far the gods and even angels. That's right, the moment is all prepared for this. Whis intervened from the beginning, so Earth wouldn't be destroyed. I'll put here the basic rule of an angel, okay? Just this little rule here. Listen carefully. The most feared rule by the angels in the Dragon Ball Super universe is the prohibition against directly interfering in mortal affairs. This rule is crucial, because the primary function of angels is to be mentors and guides to the gods of destruction and ultimately observe the balance of the universe. If an angel breaks this rule and directly intervenes in mortal affairs, the consequences can be severe. The most extreme consequence is the annihilation of the offending angel. This fate is feared because angels are immortal and extremely powerful entities, but direct interference goes against the natural order and the purpose of their existence. For example, Whis and the other angels always emphasize the importance of maintaining neutrality and not interfering in mortal battles or decisions. This rule exists to maintain cosmic balance and prevent angelic power from being used recklessly or partially, which could lead to dangerous imbalance across universes. Therefore, following this rule is essential for the stability and harmony of the Dragon Ball multiverse. You see, two angels helped Goku and Vegeta, and what was the punishment for both? For Whis, none. And for Miris, only banishment, not elimination. Do you want me to end the video here? Because there's nothing more to say, right? Whis did something impressive, when he went back in time to give the Z Warriors one last chance to defeat Frieza after he destroyed Earth. He used his power to rewind 3 minutes in time, allowing Goku and Vegeta to undo the destruction caused by Frieza and save the planet. There was no punishment for Whis, as his intervention was seen as within the limits of his duties and his neutrality as an angel. How so, guys? How is that being neutral? Even Beerus wouldn't have intervened, as Frieza asked him, and he certainly could have. Well, draw your own conclusions. Beerus, however, as an angel in training, broke the rules by directly intervening in the fight against Moro. He fought alongside Goku, helping him develop his Ultra Instinct abilities. As a result of this direct and active intervention, Beerus was erased from existence by the higher angelic powers, as he violated the law of absolute neutrality of angels. However, thanks to the efforts of Whis and Daishinkan, he was brought back as a human, without his angelic powers, allowing him to live a normal life and continue his training as a member of the Galactic Patrol. So yes, not only does Whis know more high-ranking divinities, but why they need this warrior, the maximum Super Saiyan 4, is something we don't yet know what is to come. And to add to these scenarios, Frieza also suddenly finds a time chamber, forcing Goku and Vegeta to train more. Do you really think that was a coincidence? I'm sure it wasn't. In his current black form, Frieza became much more powerful due to intense training and his insatiable desire to dominate. The key to his strength in black form is his ability to evolve and raise his power to unparalleled levels, using intensive training and combat methods. Moreover, he has a natural capacity for adaptation that allows him to quickly overcome his previous limits. This new state is a combination of his continuous evolution and his thirst for power, which drives him to reach new heights. In black form, Frieza becomes even more fearsome and a more formidable opponent for Goku and the Z Warriors. They also added Gohan Beast, Broly, and Piccolo's Awakening. Something big is coming. And what bothers me is about the universes that didn't participate in the Tournament of Power. The universes excluded from the Tournament of Power because they had an average mortal level above the required were Universe 1, Universe 5, Universe 8, and Universe 12. These universes were considered advanced enough in terms of development and stability, so they didn't have to compete to avoid destruction. The other participating universes, including Goku's Universe 7 and friends, had to fight for survival. I think there's something much stranger out there. Yes, guys, the next arcs will be insane after this Goten and Trunks arc, which are just coming out, so they don't overshadow the shine of Dragon Ball Daima, which is recent and already near its end, and it needs all the hype. And Whis will bring Super Saiyan 4 in this way to Dragon Ball Super. I don't know if you liked this theory, I don't know if you stayed until the end, but those who watched everything just won the lottery.